Hi everybody, I'm Patrick with Pat's Plates TV, and I'm here with Harold Sokolove, who is one of the most famous volunteers here in Bucerias, the volunteer organizers, and we're going to chat with him today about some great volunteer opportunities that are coming up as you guys are coming back into town, and also some things that definitely need some cash, some donations, and some supplies. So Harold, thank you for joining us today for a little Pat chat.
Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So go ahead.
Oh, welcome to my house.
Thank you, and the dogs. Thank you for the free
And,
dog.
yeah,
I love this.
dog.
Yeah. Go ahead and touch on, you're just sharing with me before we started rolling about people are concerned. What were you saying? People are concerned that when they retire, what?
Well, I was saying that we often we see things on Facebook that people say, I'm really reluctant to retire because I won't know what to do with myself. I work, all the time, and I'm just going to be bored. And I'm gonna probably just spend all my time sitting at a bar drinking, and I don't want to do that. And we just tell people, don't worry if you move down here, even part-time, there will be plenty of opportunities for you to do something because there is a lot of need down here. The safety net system in Mexico is not very strong.
Virtually non-existent.
Almost non-existent. They say they have services, but they're few and far between.
Yeah. So what my experience, I live primarily in Puerto Vallarta, is that if there's a medical emergency and you go to the most basic hospital, a lot of times you have to go ahead and the doctors will see you, but you have to pay for some of your own medications, some of your own stuff like that.
That's true. They will tell you what's wrong, and they'll tell you what medication you need, and give you a list of what you need to go to the pharmacy or pharmacia and buy it, and then bring it back to the hospital so they can treat you with it.
Again, these are the free hospitals to the local populace that don't have money for a private hospital or have health care. And this actually we can segue into the ambulance. You guys just went ahead and stocked up the local ambulance
Well,
with some supplies.
we've lived in Bucerias for 17 years.
Wow.
And when we first moved here, the ambulance was a stretcher in a van. And maybe they had Band-Aids, maybe not.
Yeah.
And their job was to get you from where they picked you up and try to get you to a hospital or a clinic before you died. And they didn't really have much of anything in the ambulances. It's better now, but still not as good as probably most people that you know.
No, nothing compared to what from back home. Absolutely. And thank you. I know you and Sue and some others have helped coordinate and help with the donation of some vehicles like fire trucks and other vehicles here for the municipality.
Right. We've donated 2 fire trucks, and we've paid for repairs on ambulances that they had, but they were in disrepair. So we paid for sending them to the mechanic shop and getting them worked on. And we've asked just on Facebook, put it out there that if anybody would like to contribute towards the cost of the repair.
That's you watching now. And they're basically in need of constant repair, is my understanding. There was something going on.
There's nothing new about them.
Yeah, so and we were talking serious things, like transmissions and stuff like that need to be serviced or gone through. So whatever you can go ahead and contact Harold and for your donations, it makes a big difference.
And even something easier, if any of the people watching are in Canada or the United States, Canada in particular, WestJet Airlines has a program where people can bring a free suitcase of humanitarian donations at no charge.
Fantastic.
And we made a friend who moved here part-time. Her name is Diane DeBoer in Calgary, who was a critical care nurse at Foothills Hospital. And she basically rescued throwaway hospital supplies, medical supplies.
She's recycled unused supplies.
Unused, or I wouldn't
lightly, yeah.
I wouldn't say partially.
No
used.
blood, no
Yeah,
blood. As you mentioned,
nothing bloody.
Yeah.
But in a package of 12 large bandages, they would use 2 or 3 in an
Yeah.
operating operation, and throw away the rest. And she would not throw them away because
Wonderful.
they were still securely wrapped, sanitary,
Yeah.
but they were just going to go in the trash,
And-
which is one reason why hospital bills are so high.
Yeah, and thank you, Diane, and also thank you, Luis Martinez of Share Car, who actually brought down one of the most recent loads
Yes,
for free.
50 boxes. Her husband,
50 boxes.
Diane
Wow.
DeBoer's husband, was about ready to kill her because she started out just with a small area of the basement,
Yeah.
you know, salvaging hospital
Yeah.
supplies, and little by little, because she only brought down a suitcase or 2 at
Yeah,
a time
no, of
herself,
course.
and a few volunteers from Calgary would bring a duffel bag. The basement filled up,
I imagine.
and she started
I imagine.
storing things in the living room, and he said, "Please stop."
Thank you, Luis Martinez, for saving their marriage by getting that stuff down
I think
here.
so.
One thing you had mentioned as well is it's very challenging to find mechanics, particularly diesel mechanics. So if any of you are retired diesel mechanics or down here for part of the year and know diesel mechanic stuff, they definitely could use experts like yourself to go ahead.
And have you, if you brought your tools with you.
Even better, even better. Well, fantastic. Is there anything else as we're closing up that you want to share that you think people should know?
You know, just the idea that don't be afraid to look around for opportunities to help out, because there are plenty of opportunities, and
So I think we left off with volunteer opportunities. Yeah, so go ahead and tell us about what volunteer opportunities are available for people down here.
oh gee, there are so many. There's an orphanage. There's even the fire department. Even just coming and helping to clean the fire trucks and things like that. There's a couple dog shelters. There are spay neuter clinics that are always looking for hands-on people to help the animals recover from the surgeries. The list is almost endless.
Yeah, yeah. And we were talking about there's a cat place as well, 340 cats if you like to pet cats. Well, thank you all for watching. Some of the things you can do, you can go ahead and contact Harold in the link to go ahead and make donations and do that.
And we're always looking for mules.
Always looking for mules.
Lots of opportunity for, especially coming from the Calgary area.
Mm-hmm.
WestJet has a program with free humanitarian bag per passenger, and so there's no charge. There's some paperwork involved, but it's a simple process, and that's how we get a lot of the medical donations down here.
Fantastic. So people can go ahead and volunteer while they're down here. They can go ahead and make donations. They can bring stuff down even though if it's for a week or 5 days. That helps with the humanitarian. And then also, you've got some t-shirts I heard about.
I was going to mention that I started a project, picked it up, a project basically was started by one of the firemen who was thinking small, and I was thinking bigger, and so probably sold over 500 fireman t-shirts that are not quite authentic, but you'd be amazed how many people when you walk around town, you see people walking around that say Bombero or State of Nayarit Firefighter.
Fantastic. And so they can just go ahead and reach you
Right,
for
reach
those,
me
and that will go ahead and add to donations.
Yep.
to help.
And all the money, all the profit after we paid for the printing cost goes into a fund to provide for repairs of fire equipment and purchase of fire equipment.
Fantastic. Well, Harold, thank you for your time. Thank you for your 17 years of volunteering here, and everybody else that's watching as a volunteer. We appreciate you guys so much.
Indeed. Thank you.
Take care. Thanks for watching.